Hey guys, Joseph here. Now today I'd like to talk to you about how you can actually be more present in the now, to live in the now, to live in the moment, because we read all these self-help books saying how wonderful it is to be in the moment, yet we find it very, very hard to do so. And I'll tell you exactly why, because although living in the now is awesome, we are still human and we still buy into the nature of time. You see, we go by time. We see things in a linear way from our future and our past. So if we think about our past quite often, or even unconsciously have associations with the past in a negative way, or even the future, of course, we're not going to be able to fully embrace the now like the way we'd like to. So let's consider that for a moment. If we have past traumas or past negative emotions attached to our past, now those actually have an effect on us. Those residual emotions get brought up into our present situation. So it could be anger, sadness, fear, guilt, hurt, frustration, you name it. It could be limiting thoughts and limiting beliefs being projected in this present moment, which makes it incredibly hard to really step out and be in the moment because we're immersed with those past residual experiences. And it goes to the exact same thing when it comes to our future. You see, if you're continuously thinking about the future, whether it be in a anxious or worried about the future, then you're being pulled out of the present because of that future-based thinking. Now, the qualities and the benefits of living in now is not only being free of the past and the future, of those negative associations, but as well as that when you're in the moment, you truly experience that situation, that now, in the most beautiful and wonderful way. So you get to see more clarity, you get to perform better, you become in the zone. And when you're in that zone, you feel connected with yourself, and you're really just being in that moment and allowing your mind and body into being in complete alignment and congruency in whatever you're doing and even where you're heading, because you'll know at an unconscious level your future is taken care of and you're resolving the past. That's what I want to teach you today, and it actually comes down to 3 steps where we actually take care of the past, we take care of the future, and then the third one being in the moment. So how awesome is that to be able to learn that? So I think you're going to really enjoy this idea, really. If you begin to practice it with consistency, you'll be able to see immense changes in your life. So let's go for the first one. So the first thing I'd like you to do is, let's try this out for a month. Just trust me, see what happens in a month if you do this every day. So the first thing is, when you wake up in the morning, I want you to take 5-10 minutes in rehearsing your day. I want you to rehearse it in a way that how you want it to happen. And I want you to see it in a dissociated way, okay? So by dissociated, I mean seeing yourself in a movie or in a picture. So you're stepped outside of yourself and you see another you doing what you'd like to be doing that day, how you want it to happen. So what we're doing here, if you rehearse your whole day, you're beginning to pre-teach your unconscious mind that this is how you want to act and react. You're telling it that, hey, unconscious mind, I want you to be able to act and react like this, with these resources, with these empowering beliefs, with these behaviors. That way you're getting your unconscious mind to take care of those future anxieties and worries. Because anxieties and worries are thinking about everything which could happen in a negative way, all the things you don't want to happen. Now, of course, that's going to make us anxious. But if you begin to pre-teach your unconscious mind and tell it exactly how you want the day to go, even the week, the month, the year, it's always great to do that. You're telling your unconscious mind to be at peace and to be at one when you're going throughout your day. You're telling it that this is how you want to be, and it will respond to those suggestions. After all, it responds to those suggestions of anxiety when you're thinking of all the things you don't want to happen. It causes you to feel anxious. This way, we're doing a reverse anxiety process, where you're actually considering all the things that you want to happen in your day that will allow you to experience it in the way that how you want it to be. Now that's awesome, because your unconscious mind will support you with that and look out for those opportunities. After all, wherever your attention goes, your focus goes. So that's what I really like you to do, to consider exactly where and how you want to be in that day. That will take care of the future anxieties because you're pre-teaching your unconscious mind. Now, I'm going to skip right to the third step because this happens at the end of the day. So as you go to sleep at night, take another 5-10 minutes and learn from your day. You ask yourself, what have I learned from this day? What have I learned that once learned will allow me to get better tomorrow? You see, once you get learnings, you will be free of those negative emotions. You see, those past anxiety, or I said anxieties, their future, those past traumas or negative events which hold us kind of in a negative way, they hold us down because for the best of intentions, and it sounds very counterintuitive. But why do we have fear? Fear is a protection mechanism, same as anger, same as things like guilt, so we don't do something again in a negative way. It kind of stops us or tries to help us. But we know those negative emotions do not help us in that positive way. It's not good for our energetic or physical body, and especially our emotional well-being. So how can we be free of them? We begin to learn from our day. You see, when we learn from our day, we're getting those learnings which will really keep us safe. That means your unconscious mind doesn't need to keep those negative emotions or those old associations or limiting thoughts, because the learnings will keep you safe. After all, your unconscious mind is always trying to protect you and help you. It may get a bit kind of misguided in the behavior of how to do it, but the intention is always pure and wonderful and beautiful. We just got to teach it once again that if you can learn from it, your unconscious mind doesn't need to hold that anymore, because the learnings will keep you safe, and that's what it's here to do, to look after you, preserve you, and help you. Hence why it does a fight and flight response, the healing of the body. It does things like habits, like walking, driving. All these things we do automatically are unconscious because it's trying to help us. So at the end of the day, if we begin to take 10 minutes out as we go to sleep and learn from our day, we're actually letting go of those residual negative associations and memories, and maybe not let go of the memories, but definitely let go of the energetic negative tie to those past situations which you have previously brought into the present moment. And we don't want those. We want to just learn from it, be aware of it, but be very efficient in that loving, beautiful way that when you look back at your past, you see learnings which inspire you and empower you. Knowing there is no such thing as failure, just feedback and learnings, which once learned will allow us to grow as a person. So what I like you to do is that third step as you go to sleep at night is to simply ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Don't think about all the negative things you may have did that day. I always like to think of what good things I did, and I'll tell you exactly why. Because if I focus on the good things I do, that means my unconscious mind will try to replicate it into those things I didn't do so well. It's going to try to bring things up to an even level, where sometimes if we just focus on the negative, that brings us down. So at a first point of view, I would like you to just think about the things that you did well and learn from it. And then you may want to go on to the things you didn't do so well, but ask yourself that beautiful question, what can I learn from this? Because that's a positive thing. How can I be different or get better? How can I grow from this? How can I learn from this? These type of questions allow you to look for solutions and look for ways of being better. Now, the second step, because you know I skipped to the third one, is the middle part. And this is living in the moment. So what I like to do to train up your unconscious mind, and even you as a person, is to ultimately, every few hours, take 5 minutes out to just experience whatever you're experiencing. So it could be at lunchtime, you're outside, you're having your lunch, and you just sit there for 5 minutes and notice what's happening in your environment. Maybe the trees, maybe there's birds around, maybe there's cars going by. Just be present and notice your awareness. Notice how you associate things and look for things you can notice. You see, when you do that, you begin to be in the moment. You're engaging with the moment. And when you engage with it, you begin to immerse yourself in it and be in it. So pay attention to what's going on in your experience. And as you do so, you then live in the moment, for that moment anyway. I mean, it takes time. I'm not going to say this is simply easy, do it once, and then you're now this Buddhist person. I say just Buddhist, but any spiritual being who's just awesome, because it can be hard. It takes training. It takes time to learn these things. But if you do it with consistency, you'll be able to notice every few hours, taking that 5 minutes out to be aware of your environment, to be aware of the thoughts you're having, to be the watcher of your experience and to notice what is happening. That will cause you to be more in the moment with each time that you do it. That means if you begin to practice these 3 steps and be in that moment, you'll be able to notice more in your experience and to live in that moment. With consistency, you'll be able to really feel more centered, more positive, and more empowered in every way. So I think that is a great way to start to live in the moment, because you're really paying attention and learning from the past, taking care of future anxieties by rehearsing, and as well as really embracing and enjoying the moment. So I hope that helped you, and if you want to get another cool video program from me, you may have it already, but if you haven't, go ahead and sign up to my newsletter at josephclough.com. and you'll get some hypnosis sessions for free, as well as my Success Mastery video program. That is a program I usually sell for $199, and it's yours completely for free. So go ahead and do that if you're interested. If not, I look forward to speaking to you on a next video and audio very soon. Many thanks and goodbye.